That was the intro to Monday Night Nitro. WCW Monday Nitro. There we go, that was the actual term. The Monday night show that WCW ran from 1995 up until the time that the promotion closed down in 2001. Obviously I played that because it's Monday night, and I'm doing more management of the ring mode here, simulating more WCW in Final Fire Pro Wrestling for the Game Boy Advance. So let's get right into it. Turn that, nope, that's the wrong one. Turn that off. Run this. There we go. So the last time that we were here, I created a show that I will forever call I Didn't Playtest This at All. It was a terrible idea. And it was a terrible idea because I did a hardcore match with disqualifications, and I did a tornado tag match with countouts. Really bad idea, all things considered. But we survived that show, so we continue onwards. Because I keep coming up with ideas, I'm actually running out of... Not running out of, but I keep forgetting like what I was planning on doing. So I actually wrote down the show card for the next 2 shows that I was planning on doing, which will be happening now. So if you remember, 2 of my wrestlers are currently on loan. Bret Hart and Randy Savage are on loan to 2 different promotions. Randy Savage is over at Dragon Gate, and Bret Hart is over at the WWE. Because they're going to screw him. I don't know. But we still have stuff we can do with the others. I do want to try to do one thing though, and that is see if I can find... I'll do it next week, because I don't need the wrestler till I don't need the new wrestler till next week, but you'll see what I'm trying to do afterwards. So the first match today will be first match today, sorry, will be a regular match. And it will be Sting versus Jim Steele. I'm actually going to give him his Wolf Hawkfield gear, which is the very interesting thing. Like, when he was in Japan wrestling, as a cross-promotional thing with Sega, I don't even remember if I mentioned this yet, but basically they gave him the Wolf Hawkfield gimmick of the wrestling-based fighter from that game, which is kind of some interesting cross-marketing there, something that TNA would later try to replicate with Suicide. The only difference is, I don't think anybody really cared about that. Alright, so that's the first match. Second match is going to be a Tag Team Championship belt rematch. No time limit. I'm gonna have it be normal. I'm not gonna have it be a tornado this time. Did I remember to actually make it a tag match? There we go. Good. Sorry, I just gotta make sure I have the time limit right, because sometimes I don't remember. Alright. That's going to be... That's going to be the Road Warriors versus the Steiners. Because the last match ended with one of the Road Warriors, I believe it was Hawk, in fact, being knocked out. Typically titles don't change on knockouts, but, you know, this is video game land, so we can do whatever. Alright. Just adjust this up a bit. Okay. Third match is going to be... kind kind of a weird one, I guess, since Scott Hall is now without a tag partner because Kevin Nash just decided to leave and go wrestle for 0-1, so not only is he now an X Division legend, I guess he also wants to become King of Strong Style. So Scott Hall is going to wrestle Tajiri. Fourth match is going to be the Showman title match, TV title, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to be William Regal getting a shot against Bam Bigelow. And then lastly, we have Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan battling it out for the WCW Championship. There we go. Sort of standard fair match, but should be a good time. So here we go. Half speed on this one, obviously. Hoping this match doesn't go to a draw again, like the last match I put Sting in. Seems pretty even. And Sting takes it. 15-40. Not bad, not bad. Let's see what the crowd thinks. 82%. That's good. This time, computer skip is off. So here we go, rematch from We Didn't Playtest This at All. Road Warriors looking to get their title belt back. Title belts, I guess, plural. And here come the Steiners, trying to hold on to their belts after winning them in a very hard-fought match. Leading things off here with a body slam, followed by a dragon sleeper. Scott Steiner trying to take control of this match early. Hits Hawk with the big boot there. There's a stomp to the gut. Test of strength. Seem evenly matched there. Hawk tags out. They hit a nice double brainbuster, dumping Scott Steiner out of the ring, but he is already right back in. Animal moving away from the corner, locking in that modified camel clutch. Steiner having none of it. There's a cover. One, and Steiner kicks out easily. Steiner whips him to the corner. Animal recovers easily Animal whipped into the other corner. Looks like he's got him up in a bear hug there. Drops him back down. Animal bounces off the ropes, drops the elbow. And Scott tags out to Rick. The Animal's not done with him. Backbreaker and body slam combination right there. Nice release, belly-to-belly suplex by Rick Steiner. Steiner body slamming him out of the ring. Animal crawling his way right back in. Throw to the corner. Some vicious clubbing blows right to the back of Rick Steiner's head, and that modified camel clutch is locked in again. However, Rick is a fresh competitor right now. It'll be difficult for Animal to get him to tap out on the first go like that. Counter. Not even a 1 count. Stomp him on the back of the head. Vicious knuckle arrow from Rick. Two men exchanging some strikes. Rick falling on top of Animal again. Can't lift the dog-faced gremlin. There's the cover. Doesn't even get the 1 count. Falls on him again. Kicks out again. No idea what Animal's going for here, but it's clearly not working for him. Locks in that neck lock. Elbow breaks it up. Animal's looking to tag out. Tags back out to Hawk. Rakes the eyes of the dog-faced gremlin. Tried to powerbomb him. Rick gives him that elbow drop following a back body drop for his trouble. And he's finally lifted him. And slams him back down. Off the ropes. Diving fist drop. Another knuckle arrow. This time from Rick. Hawk moving him back towards the Road Warrior's corner. Trying to keep him isolated so he can't make the tag. But here comes Scott to break up this hold. Rick trying to go for some massive haymakers there, but misses them both. Tags out to his brother. The genetic freak. I think that was Scott Steiner. Anyway. 1. And Scott kicks out. He had time to recover. It's going to take a bit to get him worn down again. A nice clothesline there, followed by a Boston Crab. But Rick is there to break up the hold. Goes for a pinfall for some reason. Hawk gets thrown into the turnbuckle. Doesn't go to make the tag, though. Ducks the clothesline. Throws Scott into his own corner. And Scott counters with a belly-to-belly suplex. Got another face lock locked in there. Hold broken up. Scott's a bit dazed, though. Got him up. Backdrop. Steiner's looking to be in a bit of trouble here. Road Warriors using their tag team expertise to keep the two isolated. Not to say that the Steiners don't have that same expertise. The Road Warriors are slightly more veteran than they are. Hawk breaking that up. He's got him up. Pile driving Rick right onto the mats outside of the ring. Rick's going to be dazed for a while. And there's another pile driver, this time on the inside of the ring as Scott gets pile driven right on his head. And back, holding him, not sure why. Animal had far more distance to cover. There's an elbow to the back. There's an elbow to the face. He's going up top. What's he doing here? Nothing. The nothing. Running power slam. Not sure why he's trying to pin in the ropes, but, you know, there you have it. Dragon suplex, the same move that he used to secure the titles. Dumping on the head there. Pump handle slam. Hitting some real big moves here, trying to look for a victory. Hawk struggles his way out of there. Makes the tag to Animal. Two of them coming over there. Maybe looking to put a double team move. Nope. Hawk keeps his distance, distracting Scott long enough for Animal to make his move, taking advantage of the tired Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner's not out of it yet, using his superior strength to lift Animal up and slam him down. Makes the tag to Rick. An amazing release German suplex right out of the ring. That took a lot out of Rick. Now the tag team partners fight with the legal men on the inside and the outside of the ring. Not even sure why Scott let him back in, but he did. Animal throwing Rick out of the ring, and we're back into this mess. Rick's dazed. Hawk with the backdrop onto those mats outside the ring. And now a running power slam onto the concrete outside the ring. This could be bad news for Rick when he gets back in. And he's back in at a count of 13. A vicious series of headbutts by the Road Warrior Animal. There's the cover. One. And broken up by Scott. There's another cover, but not by the legal man. Got him up. Backbreaker. Body slam. Another cover. Not even sure why he's going for that, because Scott's right there to break that up. Animal powers his way out of it. Gets kicked. Dodges the lariat. Runs over Rick, but he gets right back up. He's thrown to the corner. Rick's going to have time to recover. Just barely. He gets belly bumped onto his back. Another knee to the chest. And down goes Rick Steiner. Lifts him up. Oh, another vicious backbreaker. But Rick's not out of this yet. He's making his way back to the corner. Tags in Scott. Jockeying for position here. Locks in the Steiner recliner. Hold broken up by Hawk. Animal now stomping on Scott. There's another running power slam. But Animal fails to take advantage of the situation. Steiner has time to recover. But he's still stuck in that corner. Got him up. Atomic drop. Animal's looking pretty tired, though. Not that that's deterring him from lifting up the massive Scott Steiner, slamming him down. There's the cover. 1, 2. Rick just barely breaks that up. Now Scott's going for the cover. 2. Kick out by Animal. He's got him up. Powerbomb. There's the pin. Rick breaks it up again. Belly-to-belly suplex. Scott pinning the wrong man again. Scott throwing him to the corner. Now Scott's in the corner. A vicious series of headbutts from Road Warrior Animal to Scott Steiner. This does not look good. There's cover, but Scott gets his foot on the ropes. Tried to go for a corner move there. No good. Hawk backdropping Scott Steiner onto his back. Animal taking the time to recover. Picks up Big Papa Pump. Throws him to the ring. Lariato! Got to work on that, but got a bit of a bad throat. Elbow. Throws him. Somehow blocks the big boot by flexing real hard. There's a falling power slam. Broken up at 2 by Rick. Scott Steiner still trying to keep control of this match. Or at least get enough offense in to maybe turn it around. The Road Warriors have been just edging them out a bit. Counter by Scott. Tries to go for a double arm suplex. Gets backdropped. Scott's got him up. Slams him down. Drags him away from the ropes. He could be going for a pin here. Nope. Picks him up. Elbowed to the face. Punches him in the chest to break up that hold. Throws him to the ropes. Frankensteiner. Now, Road Warrior Hawk is the legal man. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't believe it. I literally don't believe it. That's really disappointing. It looks like that Frankensteiner took too much out of Scott Steiner, and he was pinned. Road Warriors Hawk and Animal regain their tag team championships. Let's see what the crowd thinks of that. I don't think they're going to like it. They liked it, but they could have done better. My tag team scene needs some rehabilitating. Scott Hall and Tajiri. Now, since I accidentally cost Tajiri a real match last pay-per-view, I'm gonna give him this one. By cost, I mean I skipped the championship. So here he is, the bad guy, Scott Hall. Tajiri, who I'm pretty sure has not won a match since his debut, trying to win one now. Scott Hall leading things off with a reverse atomic drop. Chop from Tajiri. Both men still in the feeling out process here. Impressive body slam from Tajiri, lifting up the much larger Scott Hall. Throw to the turnbuckle. Looks like Tajiri is starting to run things back a little bit. Both competitors still quite evenly matched, circling around, jockeying for position. Another reverse atomic drop. Scott Hall bouncing off the ropes, drops an elbow on Tajiri, but Tajiri gets right back up from it. Scott Hall not wasting a lot of time, goes for a choke slam. 1, 2, already a 2 count. We're only 2 minutes into this match. Fallaway slam. 1, 2. Wow, this is not looking good for Tajiri right now. Gets hit with another fallaway slam, the last call. 2. But he still kicks out. Tajiri could be in a lot of trouble. Small package roll up. He keeps just barely kicking out. I'm not sure if he was hurt earlier from his match. I really should have checked that. But he's in a really bad shape. There's a roll up. 2. Still kicking out. And just to slam him down. Drop kick to the back of Scott Hall's head. Tajiri's got to fight back somehow. Running in. Oh, almost eats a boot for his trouble and gets punched right in the groin. Tajiri's in the ropes, though. Arm drag. Moonsault pin attempt. Doesn't even get a 1 count. He's going to have to battle back from a lot here. Choke slam to the ground again. What is Scott Hall looking to do? Gets his shoulder in there. There's the pin. 1, 2. Tajiri still kicking out. Scott Hall throwing him to the corner. Another vicious elbow strike there. Dropping the elbow. Picking up the dazed Tajiri. Throws him to the ropes again. Another elbow. And another elbow. Small package roll up. 1, 2, 3. In a very disappointing outing, Tajiri is pinned after only 6 minutes by a small package from Scott Hall. Yeah, I'd give that a 58 too. Hopefully this championship match will go better. So here we go. William Regal, Bam Bam Bigelow. Television title on the line. Regal seemed like a promising prospect to WCW when he first showed up, defeating Randy Savage in an impressive match. But since then, he has struggled to find his way in the promotion. But now he's getting a shot. A title some might say is just as prestigious, if not more, than WCW Championship. And here he comes, the second TV champion, Bam Bam Bigelow, who defeated Ric Flair for the belt. Backbreaker from Bigelow. Bounce off the ropes. Powerbomb whip. And immediately goes into a neck lock. Getting that knee in. Bam Bam taunting him a bit here. I can't believe Regal is so stunned already. Bam Bam finally hitting that enziguri. No idea what's up with these guys. They must have been hurt earlier. European uppercut. There's the cover. Too close to the ropes. Tries to powerbomb him again. Bam Bam Bigelow counters. Double Boston Crab. Down goes Regal. I think I may have pushed these guys to their breaking point. Elbow to the back of the head. Bam Bam to the top rope. Moonsault pin. 1, 2. Kicks out. Yeah, I didn't think these guys were this badly hurt. I should have paid more attention. Another backbreaker. Going up to the top again. Is he looking for another moonsault? Nope, it's a splash this time. 1, 2. Regal kicks out again. Regal just barely ducking that enziguri. And gets DDT'd onto the mat head first. Backdrop from Bigelow. Now got him in the center of the ring. There's another pin attempt. 1, 2, 3. Jeez. I'm having one weird month. So, 4 minutes, 16 seconds, Bigelow squashes Regal. And that match wasn't very well received either, for obvious reasons. Hopefully Flair and Hogan can salvage this card. Oh shoot, I gave them 30 minutes, so I gave them an out for this nonsense. Ric Flair, former television champion, now making his way to the ring, challenging Hulk Hogan for the WCW Heavyweight Championship of the World. Hulk Hogan defeated Bret Hart for the title and has held on to it since. Dropkick whiffed by Flair there. Arm drag takeover. Whiffs another dropkick. Go to the corner. Knuckle arrow to Flair's face. Surprised he didn't start bleeding immediately. Slams Hogan down again. Tried to go for the figure four early. Bad idea. Gets put in that modified camel clutch for his troubles. But he breaks out of it. Lifts up, slams Hogan out of the ring again. And Hogan gets right back in. Flair throwing him to the corner. Hogan getting out of the turnbuckle there. Double axe handle to the back. Elbow drop to the back of the head. Another double axe handle. Another elbow stamp. Another arm drag takeover. There's the pin attempt. One. Flair hit the dropkick, but it looks like it didn't affect Hogan one bit. Hits that roaring elbow, though. One. It's not a true roaring elbow. He didn't spin first. I think. There's the pin attempt. One. Hogan kicks out. There's the headlock. And he's going for that modified camel clutch again. Flair powering out of it again. Elbow to the back. Drops the double knee. Hogan bounces off the ropes. Drops the leg. 5 minutes in and we're already going for the finish here. Hogan delivering some vicious headbutts. No wonder he's got that skullet. Elbow to the back of Flair's head. Flair counters out. Hogan hits a running power slam. Potatoes him right in the face there. Flair getting him up for a pile driver. Dragging Hogan away from the ropes. Picks him up again. Back to the center of the ring. Flair gets dropped. Hogan looking for another leg drop, maybe? Yes, he hits another one. And is he going to do it again? No, Flair's back to his feet. Hogan hits another running power slam. There's the cover. 1, 2. Flair kicks out. Some vicious punches there. Knee drop. Both men already looking exhausted, and we're only 7 minutes in. Another leg drop. I don't know how many more of those Flair can take. Single leg crab. Starting to try to work those legs over. Something he should have been doing from the start of this match, but hasn't been. Hogan not messing around, going for another leg drop. Puts Flair in the corner. Stomping a mud hole right into Flair's chest. Giving time for Hogan to recover some stamina. Drops another elbow. Flair puts him in the corner. Hogan counters out of it. Is he seriously looking to drop yet another leg? Sure is. But that's taking a lot out of Hogan, and there's a small package. 1. Only gets the 1 count. Flair is in a lot of trouble. Body slam down. Hogan probably looking to... Nope. Stomps on his groin. Right now, this is Hogan's match to lose. He has been dominating throughout. Ten minutes gone. Flair bringing us back to the center of the ring. Gets kicked in the groin again. He's probably getting another big leg drop on him. Nope. Elbow first. Now he's going to get the big leg. Nope. Flair still getting back up in enough time. Puts Hogan into the turnbuckle. Dodges the kick. Another knuckle arrow. Here's the chop. There's a pin attempt. 1, 2, 3, and it's already over. At all ones, Hulk Hogan retains his title on a very anemic pin. It's been a day of bad finishes. But at least it got an okay rating. And at least I made a butt ton of money from it. Kashin and KJ Muto of AGPW have won that title. Hawk and Animal are WCW Tag Champs again, as you saw. UFC's holding a tournament. Unfortunately, nobody's really pissed off, but let me take a look at my wrestlers, because I have a bad feeling that Tajiri and... I feel like Tajiri and Regal should not have been put out, maybe. No, Regal's fine. He just has no attack and defense right now. Tajiri is at C+. Let's try to figure out what went wrong here. Bam Bigelow, B+. Fair. Rick and Scott are kind of busted up a bit. Bret Hart's got a bit of a funky neck from being in the WWE. Sting's at B. Animals at C+ and B+. B+, B+. Taka Michinoku, C+, B. What about Bam Bam? Oh, right, Scott Hall. No, Scott Hall. C+, B. I have no idea why Tajiri did so bad in that match. Well, it's a mystery to me. That's for sure. I'm gonna check something here. Just want to check something on the ring management guide. Let's see. Because we're at the point where we could probably afford to get more amenities that I need. Medical room. That'll hopefully keep my guys going longer. Let's look and see how we are in the rankings right now. We're number 5, not bad. 3rd in belt prestige, 8th in money, 5th in dojo. I still don't know what dojo means. 3 in wrestling. Pro wrestlers, 4th in morale. But we got a long way to go if we want to catch up. See if I've got anybody I can sign. Andy Hug. I don't know what Jeff's doing in the Eurasia part, but whatever. Trying to see if I can get somebody else to add here. No idea. Rick Rude might be a good addition. Dudley is still injured. The NWO Sting. Man, who to get? How's Nash doing? He's doing fine. Say shame. Big shame. Anyway. Still thinking here. There's gotta be a... Gotta be something here. Can you star Tom Howard? What? I think I looked through all these promotions and I can't find anybody that I want. Koji Kanemoto. I mean, I could try Dynamite Kid, but he's expensive as hell. I was actually hoping for... you know, maybe like... Words, what are they? Hoping to find, wherever... I was hoping to find wherever the heck that, I was hoping to find out wherever the heck, Davey Boy Smith had disappeared to, but I can't find him now. Boss rooting all day long. Oh, there he is. His morale is too high to get him. But you want to know what? For shits and giggles, let's just see if I can get him. Oops. Alright. They're interested, but deal failed. Okay, no problem. Let's give it another shot with, Severn or Edge. Well, Edge isn't all that expensive. There we go. I got Edge. That'll help. You might be asking, why will that help? To which I say, shut up and let me figure this out. Actually, here's why it's gonna help. First things first. We're gonna have a tournament. Although I should probably, before I do this tournament, let me just make sure everybody's relatively well off. Saito's okay. Hogan's okay. Ric Flair is okay. Hawk's alright. Animal's alright. Although I don't think they're going to be wrestling. You'll see why. Sting, Scott Hall, Bret Hart, Scott Steiner. Rick Steiner. Steiners are doing alright enough to wrestle, I think. Sheik won't be doing anything. Alright, I'm good. We are going to have ourselves tournament. We're going to Europe again. I'm going to put out some magazine ads. Tag tournament. Not going to make a tornado. It's too hard for me to follow tornado. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, still working off a bit of a sinus infection here. Okay, so here's our tag tournament. Let's get some teams going. Let's not do the Steiners just yet. Who did I make tag teams out of? Okay. Alright, I've got 6 teams here. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna get a die. Or actually... I'll just use an online generator for this. Roll 1 virtual dice. Actually. Okay. Alright. There we go, that's a better one. Alright. So my first result was number 1 and number 4. So according to this list I made, that means it's going to be Kai and Tai DX, which is Tajiri and Taka Michinoku. And they'll be taking on the NWO Wolfpack, which will be Scott Hall, and Randy Savage, who unfortunately I don't have Wolfpack gear for, but whatever. That doesn't work. Next roll is 3 and 5. At least the next one that was valid. So that's going to be the Steiners, which is good because I didn't want to give them a chance of a bye. Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner. versus a team that I've used before, which is Bam Bigelow and Jim Steele. Let me fix this up real quick. Want to make them have want to have them make a close approximation of matching gear. Close enough. And that means our teams that will be fighting for a chance to get a bye all the way to the finals will be the Commonwealth, which is what I'm calling William Regal and Edge because they are both from Commonwealth nations. Jesus Christ. And they will be taking on a team that I have to throw together real quick because I accidentally put the Road Warriors in this list, even though I said they weren't going to be wrestling because I can't have this be for the title. The team of I'm totally not going to betray you this time, Ric Flair and Sting. Nah, I'm going to do what I'm just going to call Team Sharpshooter, which is going to be Sting and Bret Hart. Actually, I take that back. I don't want to make Hart wear his NWO gear. Let's make him wear this gear. So yeah, that's how it breaks down. Whoever wins this tournament gets a shot at the Road Warriors for their titles. And away we go. I'm just going to go through all these. So Tajiri has a chance to redeem himself after that disastrous first match that he had with Scott Hall. I'd like to point out there's also historical precedence for this. Tajiri and Taka Michinoku were both in Kaientai as a faction in Japan. I really don't know why this song is being used for Scott Hall. It's so weird. It's too upbeat. It'll be Scott Hall and Taka Michinoku starting things off here. Immediately going right into an attempted abdominal twist there. Locked. Taka and Tajiri are going to have to overcome a size differential problem. As both Scott Hall and Randy Savage are much larger. There's a pin attempt. Taka kicks out before the ref can even count one. They're in the corner. Elbow strike. Elbow strike. Elbow drop. Things not looking too good for Taka Michinoku at the moment. Gets the boot in. Throw to the ropes. Ooh, he went for a drop toe hold, but wasn't fast enough. Scott Hall just runs him over. Scott Hall bounces off the ropes. Another elbow. There's a pin. 1. Kick out at 1. Taka Michinoku is in a lot of trouble here, it looks like. Already only barely 2 minutes into this match. Off the ropes. Can't get that drop toe hold locked in. Scott Hall using his superior size to his advantage here on the smaller Japanese star, Taka Michinoku. Single leg crab. Taka's in the ropes, though. Kick. Throws to the ropes and catches him. Taka's barely been able to work any offense in so far. Gets elbow dropped again. He's back up. Abdominal twist. Tajiri breaks up that hold. Taka counters out of that. A nice throat strike there. Taka Michinoku working over the legs a bit. Tajiri with a nice arm drag. They go for the grapple. Double drop kick. Impressive move. Taka runs the ropes while they tag in. Savage now in. Taka still going after Scott Hall, though. Perhaps he wasn't aware who the legal man is. Samoan drop. Moving him back towards their corner. Any momentum Taka might have built up in that corner seems to have evaporated now. Tags into Tajiri. They attempt to go for another double dropkick, but that doesn't work out. Taka unceremoniously dumped out of the ring, but Tajiri is now the legal man. Corner. Went for a Samoan drop. Gets that broken up. And they counter again. Got him up. Slams him down. Oh, he's going to pile driver him. Diving knee drop. Spinning heel kick. Drop toe hold. Tajiri definitely showing much better form than he did last month. Over to the corner. Falling neck breaker. Stomp to the leg. Stomp to the leg. Savage and Scott Hall are doing their best to keep the legal man on the other team isolated. Tajiri went for a suplex there. It's countered by one of Savage's own. Another Russian leg sweep. Savage going up. Could he be going for the elbow drop already? No, he hits a diving body splash, but he's too close to the ropes. Taka throws him to the ropes there. Nice head scissors takedown. Another double drop kick from Kaientai. Good body slam in there. There's the pin attempt. 1. Kick out at 1. We are 10 minutes into this match. Tajiri with the super kick. Two combatants staring each other down here. Savage throws Tajiri to the ropes and back body drops him. Working the leg again. There's a pin. 1. Broken up again. Puts him in an abdominal stretch there. Savage rolls through out of it. Another Samoan drop. And another leg stomp. Not sure what Taka's doing there. Is he looking for a moment? Looks like he was trying to be a distraction. Wasn't a very good one, though. Savage was ready for Tajiri there with another back body drop. Drops the knees. drops the knees again. Things are looking bad for Tajiri. Pile driven right on his head again. There's a pin. One. Nope. Taka using his speed to keep breaking that up. Now he's working over Savage's leg. Taka's knocked down. Tajiri's thrown out of the ring. There's no countouts here in this tournament. Taka now having to fight off both Scott Hall and Randy Savage. Scott Hall with that back body drop counter. Tajiri spinning wheel kick and a moonsault. One. Scott Hall finally coming in to help out his buddy Randy Savage. Randy Savage with a groin kick there. Another pile driver. It's becoming a bit of a mess here. There's a small package roll up. Wrong man again. Taka Michinoku now tagged in. Savage getting in one last punch there on Tajiri, but it might have cost him. I don't know. Might have been going for a pile driver there. I think Savage is a bit confused. He might not have seen the tag. There's that leg lock again. Savage not quite able to get to the ropes. Reverse figure 4 on Taka. Tajiri not breaking it up. Taka going for a super kick but missing it. Taka running right between those two there. Got him up. There's a power bomb. There's a pin attempt, but he's too close to the ropes. Taka throws him out of the ring. Now Scott Hall getting worked over by Tajiri and Taka Michinoku. Oh, there it is! The outsider's edge. That could have done a real number on Taka. He could be in a lot of trouble now. And Scott Hall is now the legal man as the tag is made. Tajiri not doing anything just yet. DDT attempt countered into an Alabama slam. And there, Taka's just getting the boots put to him by the Outsiders. Sorry, not the Outsiders. NWO Wolfpack. Diet Coke NWO Wolfpack. There's a pin. Too close to the ropes. What are Kai and Tai going to do now? Hopefully try to exploit this advantage that they have. DDT from Tajiri. Tajiri unfortunately being a little too eager, screwing up Taka's attempt there. There's a roll-up. Tajiri breaks it up. Both men looking kind of tired here. Scott Hall bringing it back towards his corner. Taka countering out of it. Scott Hall countering. DDT from Taka, but he's looking pretty exhausted here. There's a pin attempt, but right next to the corner. Moonsault from Tajiri. Small package from Randy Savage. Here's a grapple, attempted a double grapple there, but broken up. It's a reverse Michinoku driver on Savage. Savage back to his corner. Drops him with a kick there. He's got him in that reverse figure 4. Taka's not tapping just yet, though. Tajiri having enough time to break it up. Savage and Tajiri are fighting. Tajiri needs to get up and do something, but he's still kind of out of it. Momentum definitely being taken over by Savage and Hall. Of course, they've kind of been controlling this match the entire way through. Off the ropes, jumping elbow strike, knee to the leg. Oh no, it's the Outsider's Edge again. And there's the pin. Broken up again by Tajiri, but only just barely. The longer this goes on, the harder it'll be for either of those two. Keep going. Man, Scott Hall just got super kicked in the face and took it like a champ. That chokeslam just got reversed. Another super kick. But Scott Hall still won't go down. Off the ropes. Ducks. Tajiri's got to make a tag. Not Tajiri. Taka's got to make a tag. This is looking bad for him. Tajiri can't seem to get there to break up the hold. He launches another buzzsaw kick onto Savage. Wrong man again. Scott Hall still has been taking quite a beating, but still seems to be doing well. Taka DDTing the Randy Savage on the ground as Scott Hall does a vicious Outsider's Edge to Tajiri outside the ring. Not sure how much more these two Japanese high flyers can take. And there's the mist. That doesn't seem to be stopping. Doesn't seem to be stopping Scott Hall one bit as he delivers another Outsider's Edge on the outside of the ring to Tajiri. I can't even see what Taka Michinoku and Randy Savage are doing right now. That's how violent it is. Sounds like they're probably both in holds of some kind. Match order has completely broken down here, folks. Scott Hall finally back in the ring. Choke slams Tajiri again. Scott Hall still taking an intense amount of abuse from various strikes and whatnot. I don't know how he's still going, but he seems to definitely want a shot at these tag belts. Tag belts that he lost when he teamed with Kevin Nash as the Outsiders. And they never got a chance to win it back before Nash left for 0-1. Another counter. That slam. Taka Michinoku in a lot of trouble here. He should really be making a tag. Fall-away slam. Not even sure what happened there. That's what happened. The tag was made. I wasn't paying enough attention. His groin. This could be bad. Another punch. Tajiri just shaking off that injury. Super kick. Taka Michinoku going up top. What is he looking for? Diving knees. Why is he letting Savage make it more towards his corner? This is a bad move on his part. Rolls through. 1, 2. Nope. Broken up by Scott Hall. And everybody collides and is knocked down. He's locked in that hold. Scott Hall seems to have forgotten he should probably be trying to help out Randy Savage. Thrown to the corner. This could be very bad news. Got him. Yep. This is definitely bad news indeed. He's looking for a superplex. He's got it. Drops the knee. There's the pin. This could be it. No! Amazing. Tajiri breaking that up. Throat chop. Countered. Countered. This is bad. This is very bad. Oh, tried to go for another DDT. Gets slammed down again. Savage dropping the knee. Trying to look to end this, maybe. He's got him up for a backdrop. Taka gets up. Got him up for a pile driver. Working that leg again. Stomp to the head. We are over 30 minutes into this match. It's been a real war here. I probably should have made these tornado matches. Falling neck breaker. Drops the knee. He's got him held there. Punches him in the head. Jerry, drop it. Double grapple attempt broken up by Scott Hall. Tajiri manages to go around behind him. Not Tajiri, Taka. Damn, how did I do that? Another buzzsaw kick to Randy Savage. And Taka pins the wrong man. This could have ended that match right there. Taka Michinoku throwing him to the corner. He could be looking to end this. Nope, they failed to finish him off meaningfully. Spinning wheel kick from Tajiri. Pin attempt, which doesn't make sense. Another pin attempt, causing another rope break. This needed to be a tornado tagged match. And Tajiri is just busting out all of these like they're going out of style. Another double drop kick. Meanwhile, we've yet to see Taka hit his Michinoku driver just yet. Although he keeps calling for it. Russian leg sweep. It's probably only gonna end when one of these guys is knocked out. Out of the ring again. Up, springboard moonsault. It's a complete mess over here in the NWO's corner. Both members of the NWO Steiner dancing. And yet there is another Outsider's Edge. Falling neckbreaker. Tajiri is thrown into the steel barrier. Keep trying to lock up. Taka's back in the ring. Savage throwing Taka to the corner, trying to catch his breath. That could be a mistake on his part. Taka still not making the tag. He wants this match to end. There's the pin. 1, 2. He's got it. After nearly 40 minutes of a vicious battle between Kaientai and the NWO, Kaientai comes out of it. What did the crowd think? 70%. Well, I've been doing this for a bit. In the interest of time... Since we've already seen these guys go before, I'm just going to half-speed this because that went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I have a feeling the Steiners are going to walk away with this one. Bigelow and Steele are good, but they're not really tag team wrestlers. Plus, Bigelow's the TV champ. He doesn't necessarily need it right now. Looks like Scott's trying to get a submission victory in this match here. Not even sure who's legal at the moment. Yep. Tapped him out to the Steiner recliner. 27-11. Oh, thank heaven. 84%. This match I do want to see, though. I want to see how our new talent does. I don't think I could see William Regal coming out to something that sounds like Calvin Harris. But there they are, the Commonwealth versus Team Sharpshooter. Or Team Screwjob, I don't know. Maybe I should have just given them the bye to the finals, but that would have been stupid. That would have been really bad booking, I gotta be honest. I'll be kind of annoyed, though, if this team I threw together at the last minute wins. But Edge seems to be off to a pretty decent start. Got the stomps in there. There's a counter. Sting now trying to turn momentum back his way, but nope. There's a big boot from a person who shouldn't be throwing those. Countered into an armbar. Knees him in the stomach. Jumping face buster. Still seems pretty evenly matched so far. Although Edge is being kind of dangerous working over in that corner. Drops an elbow on Sting. Sting decides he's had enough of that. Tags out to Bret Hart. Some double team attempt broken up there. Sting countering that suplex. Dumps Edge out of the ring. But Edge gets right back in. Regal not moving from his spot on the apron, trusting the younger Edge to get back in. Bret Hart going up to the top rope. He tries to drop an elbow, but Edge rolls out of the way of that. Puts him in the corner. Gets him in the face with an elbow. Drags him back towards, more towards the center. Stomps on the leg. Bret Hart dragging him a bit back towards his corner. There's a single leg crab. And here comes Regal. Looking to break things up a bit. Atomic drop. Wait, that's a reverse atomic drop, isn't it? Reverse atomic drop. And Regal tries to get something going there, but no dice on his part. Another jawbreaker. Regal giving Edge some time to recuperate, dragging Bret Hart back towards their corner. Edge countering that DDT attempt with a Alabama Slam. If he's Canadian, would that be an Alberta Slam? Edge now taking control of this match. I say right as he gets hit with a reverse atomic drop. Bret Hart dropping the elbow this time. Edge throws Bret Hart to the corner, tags in William Regal. Edge was going for something, but misses completely. Regal dragging Bret Hart back to the corner. Hit with a jawbreaker there. Suplex countered into an armbar. Throw to the corner. Off the ropes. No good. Suplex countered into an armbar. Edge breaking that up. Went for a pin attempt there. Broken up by Sting. Edge is thrown out of the ring. Regal picks up Bret Hart. Edge gets put in an armbar. Regal sits there and laughs, I guess. Regal's in trouble here. Double suplex from Sting and Bret Hart. Regal's dazed on the outside. Edge now having to fight both of them at once. Regal with the powerbomb whip. Gets countered out of that. Throws Bret Hart to the ropes. Misses with the kitchen sink. And Regal's been busted wide open with a headbutt from Bret Hart. Not something you would see every day, and not a phrase you would expect to say every day. Tried to go for a roll up there. Didn't get it. Sting with that beautiful drop kick on Edge. As order quickly breaks down in this match. Regal not going to get double suplex again that easy. European uppercut. Knee breaker there. Bret Hart in the corner. Regal working his shoulder into Bret Hart's stomach. Tags in Sting. Don't know why he went for the pin after doing the tag. There you go. That only serves to bring out Edge. There's a double suplex from the Commonwealth. Sharpshooter locked in on Edge, who is not the legal man, Bret. But that could still have some repercussions, as it takes Edge a while to get out of that. It definitely feels like this is Team Sharpshooter's match to lose, especially as Regal's looking exhausted. Only gets the one count. Base wash. Small package. Rope break. Sidewalk slam. DDT. Sting is thrown to the ropes. Back body drop by Regal. What's he looking to do? He's working the leg again, probably getting set up for that Regal stretch. Sting taking Regal back towards his corner, trying to isolate him. Elbow, leg, elbow, back. Spinning drop toe hold. Bad move on Regal's part. Now he's in the sharpshooter. And Edge cares not, it seems. Evades his way out of that. Tries to throw a kick, but misses. It's a bit too late now, as Regal's finally out of it. Regal throws him out. Scorpion Deathlock locked in on Sting, but Regal counters it. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only gets the 1 count. Not a good sign. Throw to the corner. Sting getting distracted by Edge, though. But Regal's still stuck in the corner. This is bad. With Regal isolated like this, he could be easily pinned. Scorpion Death Drop. No. He was going for the Scorpion Deathlock, but Regal countered it. Hits Sting with that drop kick. Regal has to be thinking about making a tag. Suplex countered into armbar. Edge coming in to help, but getting pummeled by punches. Nice release German suplex by William Regal to Bret Hart. And he does it, and he gets a belly-to-belly suplex off, countering that DDT attempt. Now he's on top of Sting, just punching him in the face, but way too close to the ropes. Sting tossed out of the ring. Regal taking some time to catch his breath. Sting locking in another Scorpion Deathlock on the non-legal man. I'm not sure what the heck's going on there. But it's a bad sign for both Edge and Regal that they spent so much time in those finishers. He's trying to go for a double arm suplex there. Paid for it. Should have been focusing on Sting. Another Scorpion Death Drop. Picks up Regal. Another Scorpion Death Drop. Regal gets right back up, though. And there's the Scorpion Deathlock. Is Regal close enough to the ropes? He is not. And now I feel like a bit of an ass. He taps. But he gets a 92%. Like, it's hard to argue with that kind of result. So Taka and Tajiri versus the Steiners. I'm gonna just half speed that. I just want to get to the final because this has been going on for a while. Next time I do a tag tournament, it's Tornado. Honestly, I don't see how Tajiri and Taka win this match. The Steiners, as former tag champs, so far the only people to beat the Road Warriors and take their belts. They're also a lot larger and more physically powerful. $13.52. Yep, I was right. Rick Steiner wins that with a Dragon Suplex. And everyone hated it. So here we go to the finals. So here we go. Steiners versus Team Sharpshooters. No, I still don't know. Starting off pretty evenly here. Scott keeping Sting over in his corner, even though Sting is fighting back pretty hard. Whips him up with that powerbomb already. Damn. I guess I forgot that damage persists through tournaments. There's a knee. Elbow. Another knee. And it's already locked him in the recliner, and we're only 2 minutes in. This could be a very, very short match. Sting counters. Sting countering his way out of that stuff. There's a pin attempt. One. Kick out by Sting. Lands another pile driver on Scott Steiner, even though he's not the legal man. Dodges the lariat. Gets thrown to the ropes. Belly-to-belly suplex. Bret Hart coming in trying to help. Gets body slammed for his troubles. And there's a modified camel clutch. Another belly-to-belly suplex. Dragon suplexes him right out of the ring. Or it's either a dragon or a German. Not really sure. Happened too fast. Sting is surprisingly doing just fine, though. Goes for a splash. Misses. Steiner tries to capitalize. Fails to. Sting tagging in Bret Hart. Another pile driver. Front suplex. Bulldogging headlock takeover by Bret Hart. Dodging the lariat. Raking the eyes of the dog-faced gremlin. So Rick Steiner still dodging that dropkick, though. Fireman's carry slam. Not sure what he was going for there. He was definitely too close to the ropes. Throws him over to the ropes. Back body drop. Locks in the sharpshooter. Scott breaks it up. They tried to go for a double team move there. No such luck. DDT attempt countered by belly to belly. Double suplex. Bret Hart right out of the ring, over in the Steiner's corner. This could be dangerous territory for him. Headbutts Scott. And headbutts him in the groin. Why are you going for a pin? Double arm suplex. Nope, powerbomb whip. Match order has quickly broken down here as the tag partners are fighting with each legal man, one inside the ring, one outside. Bret Hart finally making his way back inside, but still being pursued by Scott Steiner, who hits another vicious dragon suplex there. Here's the Russian leg sweep. Both men looking pretty tired. Wait, when did Scott become legal man? I'm so scared. Lariat. Drops the elbow. Must have missed a tag out somewhere. And now Rick Steiner is the legal man again. Headbutt to the groin. Knee to the stomach. Thrown back into his corner. Oh no! Oh, Jesus! Electric chair DDT. Release German suplex. To which Bret Hart just immediately gets right back up like nothing happened. Dragon suplex, no good. Sidewalk slam. Scott's rolled out of the ring. Front suplex. Stomping to the back of the head. Headlock takeover. Another lariat. Another release German suplex. He is just tossing Bret Hart around like a rag doll. Bret Hart wisely tagging out to Sting. Sting laying in some punches there to Rick Steiner. Going up top. Not sure what he was going for there. Bad. Doesn't seem to have been the best of ideas. What? How did he climb over Rick? Whatever. Gets caught in a double backdrop. There's a pin attempt right next to the ropes. Don't even know why. Another release German suplex. Bret Hart might as well weigh nothing to Rick Steiner. Up top, delivering some vicious punches. And now it's Team Sharpshooter's turn with a double backdrop. 15 minutes gone in this match. Still could be anybody's victory, but not if they keep pinning like that. Steiner recliner locked in, but Scott's not legal. Right in the groin. Another dragon suplex. And another Steiner recliner. This is looking bad for the Sharpshooters. Rick setting up Bret Hart up top. No, Bret counters it. Sting looking for a flying body splash right next to Scott. That's not going to do anything. Another recliner locked in. Everybody looking exhausted. Samoan drop from Sting. Oh my god, super belly-to-belly suplex. It kind of took a lot out of Rick, though, and he's dropped with a kick from Sting. Sting has to know that he can't possibly think of going for the pin over in this corner. Front suplex, putting Sting closer to the middle. But clearly in a lot of trouble. DDT. Locks in the Scorpion Deathlock. Scott breaking it up again. Bret Hart dropping a leg. Using a knee. There's a pin attempt. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Your new #1 contenders are the unlikely team that I threw together at the last minute, which means this was the worst idea. But let's see what the crowd thinks. The crowd loved it. So, hard to complain about that, I'll say that much. I just hope he made decent money from it. Well, we lost some because I had to sign Edge, but still. 01 has signed Dory Funk Jr. Rings has signed, I don't know who Carellin is. Sano Noah is the Noah champion. Dos Caras wins the Michinoku Pro title. That's a huge effing bonus, you guys. Every time I give you guys a bonus, things go wrong. But you know what? We can weather a bonus. Sure. Well, I gave Sheik a bonus attempt, and he didn't want it. Holy crap. Sure, we'll hold that event as well. Why not? Well, Scott could use some time. He's going to Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling. Does Ric Flair have anything going on? Nope. I need the money, so he's going to wrestle for AAA. And just like that, I have put myself... We're still number 5. I like the fact that we're still number 5 ranked. But I have put myself in a bit of a financial bind. Still, though, some interesting stuff happened. Let's just take one last look at my wrestler details for now. Akatoshi's fine. Flair's fine. Hawk's fine. Animal's fine. Sting, Scott Hall. Bret Hart's a little janked up. Scott Steiner's doing alright. Rick Steiner doing alright. The Sheik wants out. Savage wants out. Bam Bigelow. I mean, not saying Savage is doing alright, but could use some time off because of his legs. Bam Bigelow doing okay. Regal still unhappy as shit. Jim Steele doing okay. Tajiri needs a month off. His neck is powder. Taka Michinoku also could use some time off. Man, who to use? It's gonna be some interesting ideas. Who I'm gonna place where, and how I'm gonna book some stuff. But because honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing next month. But that'll have to wait for another time. Thank you all for joining me once again, and I will see you next time. Probably not necessarily this weekend, but maybe weekend after next, since I'm going to be on a bit of a vacation. But until then, thank you all for watching, either on the stream or on my YouTube channel where these streams go up.